Welcome to the walkthrough through the novel Xchange Ecosphere for collaborative asset management. Or in other words, the platform that adapts to the needs of every stakeholder when building, for example, a startup or other projects and assets. A founder manages their startup by documenting operations. They obtain real-life KPIs, and when they need help, they can invite mentors or other collaborators to help them. A collaborator delivers assignments as simple as being on social media. The real-life KPIs help investors to get a better understanding of their investments or new opportunities, and operators or startup ecosystems, such as incubators, studios or funds, get an unprecedented possibility to manage their portfolio. Our system does nothing less than revolutionizing and transforming the way we build startups together. Now let's see how Xchange works in action. Xchange is an AI native network operating system. You can talk to it to perform any action, just as if you would talk to a ChatGPT. You personalize your own ecosystem with specific features by using widgets or micro apps. Let's add some to explore the capabilities of the startup ecosphere. We start as a founder by creating a project. Let's give the project a title and describe it as detailed as possible, and select some text to help the AI find the best matches of milestones. Then click Build and wait for the magic to happen. Our AI now screens all projects on the network and builds a blueprint for the founder to build their startup. We end up with a network of milestones. This is my ecosystem with myself at the center. In your network, you see all the connections to your projects, your contacts, and opportunities for collaboration with other startups, projects, or mentors. Let's enter the project we just created. We see the project as a network of milestones. Again, we can chat with our project. The chat interface includes everything: conversations with bots and humans, KPIs, management, learning material, and so on. In the menu, we again have access to platform features in the form of micro apps. Let's dive into the project. The project details provide again all the information we saw in the chat panel before. We got live KPIs from the operations of the startup, together with automated AI summaries of recent activities. On the right side, we have our chat panel again, which always adapts to the functions of the respective view. In this case, we see open tasks from the milestones and conversations of the project members. As a founder, we gain a complete overview about our startup in the Navigator. The Navigator shows the blueprint of the startup that was built from the best practices of all data in the ecosphere. The blueprint in this board view comes with a list of generic areas of a startup, such as business, product, market, and operations, each with categories such as roadmap and structure, for instance, for which we see the progress along the milestones. Let's fold it out. Inside are the milestones. I will show you soon how we work with them, but first, let me introduce you to our goal builder. While the Navigator is the complete map of the startup, the goals are the routes on this map. Let's set a new goal. We describe the goal and then press Build. Our AI looks up the advised milestones from the system and adds new ones with Gen AI. Of course, we can also add other objectives as we wish. The system learns from this and will suggest the new objectives the next time someone sets a similar goal. We save the goal, and the network of milestones that makes up our project orients itself around that new goal. We can also access the Navigator from the chat panel. Hovering over the milestones shows us the connections to other open, active, or completed milestones and goals on the map. Let's take a look at this active milestone. Just as in the chat panel for the project itself, we have a feed at the top section with KPIs and details. Let's fold the info section. I will show you how we work with a milestone. As a founder, I can do a lot myself, but whenever I need help, I can assign someone as a collaborator. The AI suggests the right mentors and contributors based on what they have done for other similar projects. For every contribution, a market value is assigned. On Xchange, we use the virtual currency Xcoins for all transactions. The Xcoins is a stable coin that can be purchased via fiat money through Stripe in an exchange course of 1-to-1 with the euro. For this value, collaborators earn virtual shares. I will explain what that means later. Founders and collaborators contribute work to deliver whatever is necessary to reach that milestone. We can also link this to project management tools directly to automatically track what has been delivered. Every milestone comes with automatically created learning content so that founder and collaborator know what to do, which methods to use, and why. And we are always connected to a marketplace where we can buy in data or services or offer the insights and results from our own work in exchange for Xcoins. In the end, everyone involved has to agree that the milestone was reached or should be closed. We assign and complete all milestones on a consensus base, a core principle of collaboration. Only if everyone agrees, the founder can complete and finalize the milestone. Each startup reserves a certain percentage of its value for collaboration. This is a common practice for employee share options, for example, to reserve 10%. I will now briefly explain how we work with virtual shares. External collaborators and internal employees score value through documenting their work on milestones. When the startup is valuated, these virtual shares grow in value, so eventually collaborators will get out more than they contributed if the startup is successful. Virtual shares are therefore like mini stocks right from the start of a company, just that you invest your work instead of money. For employees, we can use our system also for a virtual employee share option program, a VESOP. Two more things. Because we incentivize documentation of milestones, we can analyze every detail of a startup. We can create automatic pitches, KPIs, reports. And we can make all of this available not only in the full platform. In fact, every stakeholder can build their own ecosystem using our micro apps with just the tools they need, even as standalone products, such as the virtual ESOP, access to learning material, or reports. As a collaborator, I interact with the ecosystem in a social media-like feed. I can check out all the projects in the ecosystem and find the most promising ones because they are pre-vetted by other collaborators. I can connect to other collaborators, founders, or mentors like on LinkedIn. And I can find new assignments that fit my expertise, like on Upwork or Fiverr, but in return for virtual shares instead of cash. Also, as a collaborator, I am again the center of my ecosphere. I see how I'm connected to possible assignments that match my profile, and I find how I am connected to others through common projects. The project view provides me with what I need to know without the requirement to understand the whole project or all the milestones. In the Collaborator micro app, I find milestones I contribute to, a reduced version of the tools we've seen for the founder. I deliver on the task I was assigned to, learn background or methods I need to know, and eventually agree to complete the milestone. For my contribution, I score virtual shares. In my wallet, I can observe how these shares grow in value until I can claim them and trade them for money. With the operational metrics collected through the collaboration milestones, we go now back to the start screen and dive into the ecosphere as an investor. When we set up our profile, we can choose our interests. Let's start as an investor interested in technology. The same way the ecosystem is built for the founder around his startup, the investor ecosystem is built by AI around their portfolio. We find ourselves surrounded by opportunities. They are vetted by AI based on our preferences and how much value there is in synergies between projects in the portfolio. When we have found and are interested in an opportunity, we can bookmark it or share it with our network to form investment syndicates. To keep track of our portfolio, we can gain an overview in the dedicated micro app. Based on the incentivized documentation by founders and collaborators, we have lots of meaningful data to calculate the potential of a startup from. For each ecosphere, investors or other managers can fine-tune the calculations how this potential is calculated. We thereby turn investment managers into brokers that can follow and interpret the development of a startup with their own metrics, just like a stock or crypto broker does. We learn from the best here with our partnerships in the asset and investment industry. With the same metrics, we can also build a deal flow pipeline with real-world live metrics, taking into account operational metrics from business, product development, market, and so on, in comparison to the financial performance. The investment or portfolio manager gets analysis of the whole pipeline on a daily basis. They can benchmark startups against each other, and they can deep dive into each single project to see its operations or the live automatic pitch deck. Search criteria can be customized, of course, to find the sectors, phases, and ticket sizes you are interested in. You can observe startups, connect to them, and challenge them for due diligence on specific subjects down to a milestone level, instead of rejecting potential ventures because of pitch decks and then losing sight of them. This way, startups and investors really become partners the way it should be. They grow together because they need each other. And this is where collaboration fundamentally transforms the startup industry by making investments data-driven, much more efficient, and less risky. The previous screens were taken from a standalone micro app, the Portfolio Builder, that is specifically designed for investment managers without the need for the complete platform. In fact, every stakeholder group can use these micro apps to the extent they need. If an investor does not only want to monitor but truly manage their network of startups, then they can turn into an operator of a complete ecosphere, something that funds, studios, or incubators do. An operator has all the tools to manage their startup and community. They can even manage several nested startup communities, such as cohorts or local hubs, always monitoring how they perform. The operator has the bird view of all projects, all members, all resources. Like the investor, the operator can monitor, analyze, and manage their ecosystem, either with dashboards to follow overall value development, individual progress, or benchmark detailed performance of startups, or by diving deep into any project to see what they need and direct mentors, learning material, or other resources towards them. This way, a startup is actively supported through collaboration, instead forced into a linear incubation process that aims to sort out projects or founders that are not ready yet. Actually, our system allows to connect all projects from all ecospheres, support them all in their development process, and automatically steer them into the program, community, or funding opportunity they qualify for. Using the Xchange Ecospheres therefore increases quality and the chances for success for both founders and funders by making collaboration a competitive advantage in early phase startup development and asset building.